The Hermetic tradition warns that half-knowledge destroys seekers faster than ignorance. Goddard demonstrated that imagination charged with feeling reshapes the physical world. And Maharishi revealed that the identity behind a technique matters more than the technique itself. Assembled, these three systems form a 5-phase protocol for mastering reality. Ancient warnings across millennia highlight a specific type of person destined for self-destruction. Not the ignorant, but those who know enough to feel above the rules, but not enough to understand them. The Kybalion calls these false sages. The discovery that the entire universe is mental, a creation within infinite consciousness, is real. However, the problem arises in what is done with this knowledge, leading some to believe they can disregard natural laws. True masters understand that 2 points of view operate simultaneously: the absolute, where all is transitory, and the relative, where the laws of the dream are real for those within it. Confusing these is fatal. A precise instruction from ancient texts advises, "Keep your mind in the stars, but let your eyes watch your steps, lest you fall in the mud." This highlights the need to balance higher awareness with practical attention to the immediate environment. A half-truth is more dangerous than total ignorance. Those who learn only part of the truth actively put themselves at risk, while the ignorant instinctively respect natural laws. The Kybalion states that the sage employs higher laws against lower ones, transmuting the undesirable into the worthy through alchemy. This is the operative principle of the Hermetic tradition, understood as a mechanical hierarchy of laws. Engineers did not cancel gravity to fly. They applied higher laws like aerodynamics and propulsion to counterbalance it. This principle applies to all areas of human existence, allowing operation above limitations. The difference in how individuals respond to adverse circumstances lies not in the external conditions, but in the level of law they apply internally. Most live on the plane of lower laws, reacting automatically. The sage knows that mental and spiritual laws operate above purely material ones and learns to invoke them to overcome limitations. A technical application of principles, not escapism. Real mastery comes not from denying the world, but from operating within it with tools most people don't know exist. The true sage discovers and uses additional rules that others don't know. Mental alchemy is the Hermetic principle that allows transforming any internal or external state into its opposite, operating on the principle that the universe is mental in nature. The Hermetic tradition reveals that emotional opposites like fear and courage are not separate substances, but extremes of the same scale, allowing one to slide from one point to another by raising vibration. The mental alchemist, instead of fighting fear, recognizes it as a low degree on a scale and raises their vibration by focusing on the positive pole until the internal needle moves. The mental alchemist understands they are not victims of their internal states, which are like thermostat settings that can be adjusted by conscious will. Vibrating on a higher plane allows one to escape the penalties of lower planes, ceasing to be affected by forces operating only at the lowest levels. Mastery over oneself begins with understanding that internal states are malleable, emotions are degrees on a sliding scale, and conscious will can operate the adjustment mechanism. Real mastery requires engagement with reality using tools most people don't know about, not withdrawal. The hermit who found peace in isolation never truly tested that peace. We exist in 2 dimensions: the absolute, where the universe is mental, and the relative, where walls are solid and bills come due. The false sage denies one, while the true sage operates in both. A surgeon during an emergency operation must be fully present in the gravity of the moment while simultaneously maintaining a part of themselves that isn't swallowed by stress. This is a natural ability that the Hermetic sage learns to do deliberately. The Hermetic tradition addresses 3 specific fields: emotions, dealing with fear, anger, anxiety without domination or suppression; consistency, maintaining discipline through natural energy swings; and external circumstances, influencing events instead of being dragged by them. 3 laws govern these fields: polarity, emotions, rhythm, consistency, and cause and effect, external circumstances. These laws can be used for or against you. The Hermetic method for polarity works by focusing on the desired pole and sliding in that direction, rather than fighting against the unwanted pole. The law of rhythm states that everything oscillates. The sage knows they cannot prevent oscillation but can refuse to be dragged by it, maintaining actions even when motivation wanes. The law of cause and effect operates in external circumstances. The sage positions themselves as the cause, controlling their internal response regardless of external events. All 3 laws operate through attention and conscious choice, requiring mental presence to perceive what is happening internally and make a deliberate choice instead of automatic reactions. A law demonstrating how higher neutralizes lower applies to habits, solving the problem of trying to eliminate them by direct force. The law of substitution offers a path by building a new habit that occupies the same space. The procrastinator who tries to stop delaying without redirecting attention, or the anxious person who tries to stop worrying without another focus, will find the old patterns return with more force. Consciousness is the element that connects all these laws. Without it, none of them work. Mastery requires perceiving what is happening internally and making a deliberate choice. The Kybalion mapped the hierarchy of laws, while Goddard identified the 4th dimension as the operational space for higher laws through experimentation. Humanity lives trapped in a self-built dimensional prison, with the key to escape residing within the mind, but historically restricted to small circles. Neville Goddard documented the functioning of this mechanism in works like Out of This World, providing practical instructions for manipulating reality through controlled imagination. What organized religions call God, the quantum field, or the all, refers to an impersonal responsive system that reflects what consciousness projects. The paradox is that although we've forgotten our creative nature, the mechanism of creation continues, with unconscious assumptions literally creating our future reality. This video details the mechanics of how consciousness interacts with reality to produce concrete experiences, offering tested techniques for conscious control of future manifestation. This knowledge operates independently of belief. The question is whether one is ready to assume the radical responsibility of being the sole creator of their reality. To mentally manipulate the future, one must understand the dimensional structure of reality, where time is a 3-dimensional illusion and a 4th dimension exists where past, present, and future coexist. Neville Goddard discovered a mental faculty, creative imagination directed by will, capable of transcending sensory limitations and accessing this higher dimension. The spiritual focus, controlled by conscious imagination, sees through appearances and perceives infinite possibilities, unlike the natural focus governed by physical senses. To develop spiritual vision, one must deliberately disentangle the mind from sensory evidence and focus attention on invisible states, feeling them with intensity. The universe mirror faithfully reflects what consciousness projects, reorganizing itself to manifest the new reality assumed with conviction. True mental alchemy is the conscious transmutation of present circumstances into the desired future, driven by desire, which is the fundamental mechanism of creation. The key to progress and realizing dreams lies in immediate obedience to the voice of deep desire. Understanding its emergence indicates a path to realization. Assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and living based on that conviction literally alters the future, selecting which timeline to experience through the present state of consciousness. The veil of forgetfulness, accepted upon entering this dimension, explains the paradox of suffering, as we unconsciously use our creative power chaotically. The cosmic mirror reflects chaos, fear, and destruction, not because the universe is cruel, but because it faithfully reflects our internal states. Years of experimentation have revealed a formula for accessing the 4th dimension and consciously selecting the future, requiring specific steps for precise manifestation. In a state of bodily immobility and mental mobility, one must feel themselves performing the intended action here and now. as the fourth dimension does not recognize linear time.